First of all, we've come over here. What did you want to, before coming over here, what did you want to get out of it? We'll start with you, Rock.
Okay, great. So I want to become more, gain a bit more of game awareness, become more game IQ, and I feel like I have, defensively and offensively.
Good. Nico, what about you?
Just expected high training sessions, which like intense training sessions, which I got over here, and a good goalkeeper training, which he trained us pretty hard.
Good. Jeremiah?
More technical improvement, physical improvement, and game awareness.
Good. Marco?
Yeah, just more, to improve technically and, just, basically what they said.
Go on then. Dwight?
I agree with most of them. Like, I just came here to basically improve my game and try to get an opportunity to compete against a higher level in the UK.
You've talked about now what you wanted to learn and what to get out of it. What did you actually learn, Mason? What did you?
When I was on the field, it was more of a trying to get every aspect of my game to be better. So to be around like set players, like even everyone in here is just very motivating, and everyone's just trying to get better every day. And even off the field, just having the same schedule every day, I was able to stay disciplined with myself and kind of have a set schedule for myself. So that was very helpful in my game.
And Kyle, what about you?
I learned a lot more about the importance of off the ball possession. Off the ball was a lot more to learn about, and I learned a lot more about recovery after training games. That was very important.
Yes, Marco?
Yeah, I learned when to press and when to more like movement off the ball, like
to lock on the player.
Yeah,
The right timing.
Timing and body shape, all of that, all the little details, it all matters. Yeah.
Jeremiah?
Well, I learned, like they all had mentioned, how to position yourself when you don't have the ball, and knowing when to time your runs, knowing when to help your team defend and start an attack.
Go. Nico? From the goalkeeping side, what do you reckon you've learnt from Coach Gas?
From Coach Garris, I probably learned positioning, decision making, like with the catch and when to hit the ball away, and like how to position my body when I receive a ball back at my feet, like where to play and how quickly to.
And would you say you've took that into the games? Would you say you've...
Yeah, I think I took it into the games pretty well.
And improved game by game?
Yeah.
So was you with us, when did you join us?
The third week.
Okay, so then you've had how many games?
4.
4 games. So each game you managed to...
Yeah.
Good. Okay, well, who have I missed?
Yeah. With me, basically, what I learned was basically just play quicker, because back then in the US, it's mostly just dribble, try to get your weight in. But right here, I learned that you have to let the ball do the work, and sometimes releasing the ball is better than dribbling. So
Because
that's
the ball is
what
the fastest moving thing on a pitch. So
Yeah.
once you can get the ball across the other field, it's faster and quicker.
yeah.
So yeah, Rock, you've been with us since day one, and a few of us might have been as well. But you've had the full experience nearly now. What have you learned from it all?
So I learned how to stay connected to a unit of a back four. As a fullback, I think that was what I struggled at the beginning, was staying connected to the back four, because I'd end up becoming disconnected. I'd become a little bit better at it, but there's still work to do on it.
And you've obviously worked with some of our 23s, haven't you, and some of our English players here. How's that been different?
There's a massive gap. The English players are elite. I mean, like Fabio, Tyler, Freddie, Zhao, all of them. They're great lads, and it's a gift to play with them. I love it.
Now, has this experience been different to what you've ever done before, and why? Yeah, so we'll start with Marco.
Having 2 training sessions daily, every day of the week is definitely really different from what I've ever done before. And, basically living with your teammates and all that, that's, yeah.
It's a good experience.
It's like a connection you guys create And like you said, the 2 training sessions, it helps you mentally prepare yourself for the games and how, because in the States, if you do 1 training a day, you end up becoming either lazy or slacking off with certain things mentally and physically. But when you do 2 trainings a day, it creates the discipline of, I gotta stay fit, I have to eat healthy, I have to recover, I have to get a good balance of sleep and do all the necessary stuff to help your game improve.
Yeah, definitely. And Mason, I suppose with you, you've had differences going into also the first team. So how can you maybe tell these lot, how was that maybe different to what you've trained back in the US, but also from our 23s and 19s program?
I mean, everyone has the same goal. It's just to get better every single day. So to be in an environment where you have like Coach Danny, who's just one of the best coaches I've been a part with, just had to coach me, I guess, and then with all the players that are around, whether they're from ex-Premier League or whether they're in the league that they're playing in now, they kind of all have the same goal, which is to just consistently get better on a daily basis. And with the trainings, you know, probably every day for them, and to be in an environment where they're always connected and together, it just seems inevitable to get better every single day.
Being surrounded by like-minded people.
Yeah. Rock, what about you? Obviously you've had the experience of maybe, again, like I was saying, the different teams, so how was it maybe, you've had the 19s, you've had the 23s, obviously back home as well, what's different?
So here the coaches are straight with you. If you're not good, they're going to be honest with you. They're going to tell you straight, they're not going to sugarcoat it at all. Not like that. Like, especially Ant does it really well. If he tells you you're horrible, he's going to be straight with you.
Constructive criticism.
And sometimes he'll be a bit over the top to either determine you to push forward, because I mean there's times where I felt like I had a good game, and he came and he's like, what were you doing, what were you thinking there? And I'm like, what was I thinking there? And I look back at it, and I really appreciate it. I'm like, I like coaches that do that. It just makes me want to either prove them wrong, or just be the best version of myself, and I just love that. And in the US, they'll sugarcoat it, they'll be like, oh, but you did some nice, they'll point out the positives. And football, you have to always look at the little details where you could have done this, or you could have done that. You know the positives, but look at the parts where you messed up here, where you could have done this or that. I mean, that's why, this experience is just great.
Yeah, I suppose that's the same, you had a little bit in the first team, was it? A little bit more strict, and you could tell when they're in the dressing room, it's serious.
Exactly.
It's not messing, they'll tell you to the point, you're not going to get that at that different level. What about you, Nico? How was it being like different to maybe something you've done before?
I've done one other camp before in the US, but like what Rourke said, they're just not strict, but they want you to get better. They like see what you do wrong and what you do good, and they tell you what you need to improve on. In the US, they just focus on the good things you do and don't really care if you get better or not. So here the coaches are more connected with you, which is good, which I like.
And Kyle?
It's the intensity and the quality is way higher than anything I'm used to back where I'm from. So it's an absolute pleasure to be working with that. And the coaches and the practices, like Marco said, the 2 times a week the 2 times every day. It's great. And I love it.
Yeah. And then Duane, what about actually the games? How are they different to America and where you've come from and stuff like that?
So first of all, the games here are very physical and they're very quick. Back in the US, you have time to think, even hold around the ball for a little bit, but right here, you have to be on your toes always, because the game is just very quick, quick. And also the players are different, they're way more higher level, and it's just totally different.
So has that then improved your game, do you feel, by playing at that pace?
I definitely think I've improved my game, and it's just been a great experience.
Good. Jeremiah, obviously you've come over here a little bit of a taster to see what our coaching's like, the style of play, the players, what you'll be around, and then in September you'll be joining us on our UConn programme.
Yes.
Further education. Are you glad you've come on here and sort of seen it? Are you looking forward to the UConn?
Yes, I am looking forward to it because I've only been here for 2 weeks and I've seen a dramatic increase in my potential and my game IQ. So imagine another year here and I feel like I could take a big leap, and my skill level could increase by far 10 times within the next couple of months of me being here. So I'm glad I came to the program to see how it is and to get the experience of what I'm going to be getting into once I move here.
Yeah. And Mason, how do you feel like by coming on this program it's opened up other opportunities what you might explore over the next year or so?
Yeah, so originally before I came here, I had no intent of coming here at all. I was kind of just set on going, whether it was D1 or D3 for soccer back home. And one of the biggest differences for me was that here was year-round rather than at home. It's more 3
Seasonal.
months out of the year.
Yeah.
So, and just being a part with some of the players that are coming here for like their second or third year at UClan, like it's kind of just formed like a brotherhood with me here. So it definitely has been a big motivation for me to take kind of like a step forward to come here, and I'm debating very highly on coming here back in September, even though I'm only a junior in high school, but I'm thinking of doing my last couple credits online and coming back here in September to start the season.
So that's obviously, I think what we're looking to do is maybe gap years, which might help. So either you can learn online, or do you take a gap year out of education to come and do some more training and do that career, which...
Exactly, yeah.
Marco, what about you? Is there any other opportunities or something what might have sort of opened up? We went obviously down to UClan to see some of the courses and the facilities there.
Yeah, I really like the facility, and like Mason, I'm always thinking about doing the same thing, like gap year, yeah.
Yeah. Rob, what about you? Is the stuff?
Well, when I first went here, I wasn't really expecting. I was just coming here for the training, and I heard that it was an elite environment, so I'm like, great. But then when I've come in, I've seen the players here like Fabio and Gago and all, and I'm seeing how technical they are and how elite they are. It's really opened my perspective coming here. I mean, it's a good opportunity, and I mean, if I did come here, which because I still have another year of high school, I think I would get better here, 100%.
And Kyle, what about you with the future? Is it something you want to maybe look into, the educational side and carrying on the football?
Yeah, definitely UClan is definitely a big consideration for me now. I had a similar thought process to what Mason had. Just come here, think I can learn a few things, go back to the US and play D3, D2, D1 soccer. But UClan is looking very nice now. I love the whole campus, looked amazing. And the educational side looked great too. So I'm looking forward to keeping in contact.
Nico, tell me your favourite memory or activity you've done with us, or funny moment. What can you tell us about the experience, what you've been up to?
Favorite memory is probably visiting Old Trafford, because I support Man United. I like the games. The games were very intense and competitive. Those are probably my favorite memories. Least favorite memory was probably getting kicked in the face the other day because I hurt a lot.
Kyle, what about you?
Honestly, traveling to Liverpool, walking around there, going to the malls, the Trafford Center, the malls are amazing to see. And
You come here for football? Balls.
it was just amazing to walk around there and see. But even at the malls and walking around like Liverpool and the Trafford Center, you still saw a lot of football.
Yeah,
still
links back to football. Yeah.
being brought around. It's like a whole. What do you call it?
Well, they say the north is the football. That's where you've got so many teams and so many good teams around the north. So Liverpool, you Manchester, even into your Yorkshire side and stuff like that.
The
There's a lot
whole
of
culture
teams and stuff like that.
whole
Yeah.
culture was all around Liverpool and Manchester. It was great to see.
Yeah. What about your favourite sort of football memory or activity you've done on the field?
On the field, must have been. I don't know. I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, Jake Johnson had a really good goal, and that was really funny to see. We were all celebrating with him. That was pretty fun.
I like it. Mason, what about you?
Definitely being just in the environment of a first team game. I was able, with my friend Nate Silva, we were able to experience a full game, and even though we didn't get to come in, just that was the top environment of soccer or football that I've been able to be a part of. So that was just a big, I guess, learning step for me, and that was definitely my most memorable moment.
Was it quite nervous going into there?
Yeah, but I definitely had to just take it calm and just go through the routine with everyone else that was in the subs, and they were very welcoming, and even the first team guys, they were all welcoming in the locker room, saying hi, introducing themselves, and it was just very just a great environment to be in.
Jeremiah, obviously not been with us for as long as some of the others here, but what about your favourite moment?
Overall, it's the bond that everybody sort of created and kept together, you know. Like, for instance, getting breakfast in the morning or after games, how everybody seemed to help each other, and just being in the UK in general, it's a nice experience. I've never traveled outside the US for any sort of reason, and being here was like a mind opener. It helps you see your potential and what you can become if you choose to pursue the path you're going into.
Yeah. Rock, what about you? You must have had a few different memories in there.
Plenty. I think I've played two really big ones. My first one was getting the call up to U23s. I kind of got blindsided a bit. I was like, what? I was really shocked. I was in my room just sitting there on my phone. And I see the team sheet going on. I always look at the team sheet just in case. And I see Rourke Bishop, and I'm like, what? Go in the hallway, I see Tyler Beck, he's there. And he comes over to me and gives me a hug. Tyler Beck, the captain. I'm like, what the heck's going on here? I was really shocked. And then call my mom and call my dad, tell them to come up. I only played the last 5 minutes, but I mean, come on, I'll take those 5 minutes. It was wonderful, but against some Welsh team, it was great. I loved it. And I think my second favourite moment was when we played Fleetwood. I came in after the game. I wanted to go get a drink of water in the little lounge area, and I see Scott Brown, and my heart was just racing because I'm a mad Celtic fan. I go back in the changing room. I get all changed. I go back in. He's not there anymore, and I start freaking out. I could have took a picture with him. He walks right back past me, asked him for a photo. I think that was probably one of the greatest days of my life, taking a picture of Scott Brown. I think for the entire bus ride back, I was just smiling the entire bus ride back. I couldn't stop smiling for the rest of that day. And I'm still not over it. I'm still smiling to this day. It's just great. I love it.
I like it. Marco.
Oh, my favorite memory is definitely the goal scored against Bootle FC. A rainy day. I know he went straight down the middle, but it was still a great memory.
You also got to meet Marcelo, didn't you?
Oh yeah,
Liverpool
Marcelo,
goalkeeper.
of course, yeah.
I'll be telling him it wasn't your favourite memory.
Oh yeah, no, that was my favorite then.
And you managed to speak to him, obviously. He also said with you and Nate how he's not actually spoke to many people at the club because he finds it hard with English, so to speak to people like that, how was that?
Oh yeah, it was great, and I found out that we were actually from the same state, and he lives from like 20 minutes from my house in Rio, so that's crazy. That was my favorite memory.
Yeah. And finally, Joanne.
So my favorite memory was I remember one of the games I just played very bad, and I was down, and then I went to the locker rooms, and Coach Ant was in there, and some other two players from the first team. I believe it was James Barry and I believe Harry, I'm not sure, but basically I was just down, I was just feeling bad. Coach Ant and the other two players was just like motivating me, and I believe that kind of gave me that push to keep on going. And it was really like motivational. And another moment I enjoyed a lot was the little, I don't know if you guys remember the 3v3, the bazooka tournament. That was pretty fun, and yeah, those were my favorite moments.
Who got to train with James Berry? Who was it training? So how was it training with James, with one of the first team players? How was he maybe different in there?
Yeah, he was really loud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I respect
Maybe
him
on the ball.
Yeah. The thing is, I didn't know he was in the first team. I didn't know he was. Yeah. And then I was like, wow, he's so good. Like, who is he? And then someone told me he was in the first team. I was like, wow.
So his obviously, could you see his sort of attitude, his standards up there? It's
Yeah,
standards
compared
are
to-
Way up.
he doesn't
Yeah.
want to miss or miss.
Tell his attitude's elite. Because I mean, he's playing against 17, 18, maybe some 16-year-olds. I mean, all American.
Yeah.
Girls, boys. He's giving everything. He's taking it like it's the Champions League final.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, you managed to watch some of the first team as well. How was that? Watching some of the first team, what do you think of the standard or the
Great.
game?
They're all elite. They're all really good.
Yeah, very.
Their standards are
The
high.
quality is really high.
They're sharp on the ball. They're more decisive, and every pass they're precise.
They all want it.
Yeah. Yeah.
They all want it.
Thanks, Daddy.
Oh wow.